Hello and welcome to Workhorse Wrestling Network. You are gathered with us tonight for the Cookout podcast, where we talk about what's cooking up in the world of professional wrestling.
Yes, we are back again as always on Tuesday night, 7:30 p.m. Pacific, 10:30 Eastern for the cookout. As Sammy said, tonight is night 3 of the Horsey Awards. It is our final night. We are giving out the big awards tonight. There will be no Anika tonight, unfortunately. She has to work, but CM should be joining us. She said she was going to be here at some point. Miss Dolores is the voice in the ether out there, so she's here with us, and she'll be leading the slideshow for our categories tonight. If you're new to Workhorse Wrestling Network YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button on this video, hit the bell to be notified. That's the best way to make sure that you get notified when we put something out on the YouTube channel. You can scan the QR code on the screen right now. That QR code will take you to the link tree where you can get to all of our social medias from one location. Wherever there is social media, we are there. So check us out everywhere. We'd love to interact with you guys, love to hear from you guys. Small Watchman's in the house. What's up? What's up, my Uso? Oosey Oos. We are
Yes, ladies and
just trying to.
gentlemen, while we wait on the CM to come in, we're going to recap some of the things, not in the details. You all are going to have to definitely go back and check out the details of what happened, uh, the people that they chose in the end that were tied. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about starting off recapping night one of the Horsey Awards, where we started out with the men's tag. And for the bronze, they had to fight it out between House of Black and Private Party. For the silver, we had the Judgment Day. And for the gold, it was the Young Bucks, Mac and Nick Jackson. For the women's tag, Piper and Chelsea were bronze. We had Io Sky and her tag mates at silver.
Damage control.
Listen, I hate to say their name, it makes me sick. And as gold, we had Bianca and Jade as the winners. We had Ricky for that night. That was our main event. They had to fight it out between Mariah May and Braun Breaker as Ricky for bronze. They had to fight it out for silver. Queen Aminata, Julia, and Stephanie Valkyr. And for gold, they had to fight it out between Javon Evans and Jacob Fatu. Ladies and gentlemen, we were into night two of the Horsey Awards, which was the silver edition. Ladies and gentlemen, we had match of the year, and Will Ospreay, Zack Sabre Jr. was the bronze. Silver was Daniel Bryant, Brian Danielson, whatever you want to call him, versus Swerve. And we had Brian Danielson versus Osprey as gold. Ladies and gentlemen, for pay-per-view of the year, we had for bronze AEW Dynasty. For silver, it was AEW Wrestle Dream. And for gold, it was WrestleMania. Ladies and gentlemen, Booker of the year, we had for bronze, had to fight it out between TK and Brett Lauderdale of GCW. For silver, Triple H and Brian Danielson had to fight it out. And for gold, unanimous, almost unanimous, was HBK, Shawn Michaels, aka Michael Hickenbach. Ladies and gentlemen, we are on night three, and this is going to be fun, okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, first award up is the men's singles. And I will go into who voted for who first. Ladies and gentlemen, I voted for Brian Danielson, Swerve, and Osprey and Cody. Okay. Anika voted for John Moxley, Swerve, and Osprey. Sammy chose Moxley, Swerve, and Osprey. ALW chose Will Osprey, Brian Danielson, and Cody Rhodes. And CM chose Swerve, Osprey, Ernst Cassidy. Okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go into the first award and then they will talk it out.
Hold on. ALW, you voted Cody?
voted Cody number 3. I mean, he finished his story this year. I mean, he got the win over Roman Reigns. He got the title for 4 years. I wasn't happy putting it there, but I mean, I felt like I really had no choice. This year there really hasn't been a bigger story. There's been better stories, and there's been better feuds and probably better matches overall. But as far as like the biggest thing going in wrestling, unfortunately, was Cody Rhodes ending his story and dethroning the 4-year reign of the Tribal Chief. I mean, at least in my opinion. So I thought he belonged on the list somewhere.
That is fair. I had Danielson as my number 4, the one who didn't quite make my list. My number 3 was Ospreay for having the best matches of the year.
Yeah.
And number 2 and number 1 I gave because of stories.
Right.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the way that we got to 3rd place, which is bronze, is because they had a vote, and tied with 2 were Bryan Danielson, Jon Moxley, and Cody Rhodes. And from the 3rd, the bronze winner is the one and only
Bryan
Danielson. So
I mean, he was in my top. I mean, he was in my 3. So he was my bronze, but I can't argue with that. I mean, I don't.
If we had 4, he would have been the name that would have been on my list. He just barely didn't make my cut, but like I'm happy to have him on the list. He had a fantastic year.
Absolutely did.
Ladies and gentlemen, CM, hey CM, how you doing?
I'm waiting to see who you got for the other 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, on to the next one. The silver, ladies and gentlemen, with 4 votes. It is the one, the only. And I swerve when I drive. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is Swerve Strickland himself.
I have to expect it with as many times I heard his name when you said who nominated who and went over everyone's pick that he would be number 1. He was the name I heard the most. So
well, there was another name that was named just as often, so we know who number 1 is.
So Anika, Sammy, and CM all chose Swerve. That put him at 4, and there's a name that got repeated at least 5 times.
I mean, what can you say about Swerve that hasn't been said? He had a phenomenal year. I know CM isn't necessarily the biggest fan, but he's had a phenomenal year. I mean, he's definitely was, had several match of the year candidates. I mean, He had a great run with the title. He has, I mean, we're not doing a category for feud of the year, but if he was, Swerve and Hangman would be one of those candidates for sure. I mean,
it might have been the feud of last year too. I mean, shoot.
Yeah.
I had him at my silver, and this is where he ranked. So, like, spot on. No complaints from me.
Yeah, I mean, he would have been number 4 on my list. So,
ladies and gentlemen, we're now on to the gold. And ladies and gentlemen, I would like to say this man has done a lot. And he had 5 total. All 5 people had them on in the list. It is my bruh, Ospreay. Good bruh. Okay?
I can live with this.
I mean, I had him at bronze, but like we all unanimously had him in our top 3. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think even taking some losses this year, which I think honestly shows it even more. For me, when I watch, he's the best wrestler on the planet. He just is. I mean, from the variety of moves, from his ability to show emotion in the ring and get across the storyline that he's doing in the ring. His promos have even gotten better over the year. I think his promos towards the end of the year were better than at the beginning of the year. It feels like he's getting more comfortable with the American crowd, maybe, and what he's doing and their appreciation of what he can do. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, for me, it was hard for me to pick a match for match of the year when I had to pick 3 that wasn't a Will Ospreay match. So, I mean, I don't, as far as I'm concerned, I can't remember the last time the man had a bad match, even when he's lost. So,
him versus Takeshita, him versus Danielson, him versus MJF, him versus Roddy Strong. Like, the
Kyle
year
Fletcher
he's
twice.
had in the ring, like, second to none. When it comes to in-ring wrestling, he is second to none.
Whoa. You gonna leave out him versus Kyle Fletcher?
I said Kyle Fletcher twice. Yeah.
I left out Fletcher.
Yeah. I don't know why.
I'm sorry. I thought ALW mentioned it.
Kyle Fletcher had an amazing year. Will Ospreay made Kyle Fletcher. I'm just gonna say that.
I personally, I think his best match was against Takeshita. That's my own personal opinion, but
Yeah.
I think him Takeshita Revolution, like man,
It's okay to be
Oh
wrong.
my God.
It was his best until the Cal Fletcher match, and it's just because of the emotion. I would say for
Sammy will
me,
not let go of Revolution.
it's Fletcher. For Osprey, it's Fletcher, Takeshita, Swerve. Because everybody wanted that Swerve match. They all swore Swerve could not beat Osprey. And
two more.
he put on a show with him and Swerve.
I was about to say 2 more months, but now it's probably 3 more months. 3 more months, and I can talk about it again.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think he's the best wrestler on the planet, so I'm perfect with this. He was my number one choice. So
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, as we said, we had a revote that was what put Brian Danielson in third place. When we had that revote, Brian Danielson got. I forgot how many votes he got, but ladies and gentlemen, now we're on to the next cycle, which is women's singles. I will be going over who had what on what. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we had Sammy pick Mercedes Moné, Bailey, and Tony Storm. Anika picked Rhea Ripley, Tony Storm, and Io Sky. ALW picked Bianca, Roxanne, Tony Storm. I picked Masha Slamovich, Bianca, Jade, and Megan Bay. CM chose Tony Storm, Athena, and Queen Amanada. And she said it not once, but twice. She said this girl's got it. Okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, who do you think has third place? Because we had a vote. Because tied for third place, initial in the votes were Mercedes Moné, Bailey, Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, Masha Slamovich, Jade, Megan Bang, Athena, and Queen Amanada.
all right,
I'm sure none of you
all the,
haters chose Queen Amanada because y'all suck and y'all won't see the vision until next year.
My third place
I,
went to Tony Storm.
I mean, I did not put her on my list. Queen Amanada, that's not taking anything away from the year that she's had. I just think they haven't booked her properly in AEW. And unfortunately, I don't watch the indies, so I don't. They're independent things that she's in, so I don't get to see her booked better on other stuff. So
You will never understand the vision until the vision is put right in your face, point blank period.
Ladies and gentlemen, third place goes to Masha Slamovich. Ladies
You
and
keep
gentlemen,
saying her name wrong.
that's how they say it on GCW.
No, her name is Masha Slamovich.
Slamovich.
Slam a
Slamovich.
bitch.
It
She
sounds like
slams.
a
She
Slamovich.
slams bitches. She
Yep.
slams bitches. Not slam a bitch. Slam a bitch.
Ladies and gentlemen, Masha had 2 votes, which was 40%. So that put her on top for third. Masha Slamovich was my choice. She's not only TNA, GCW, HOG, on and on and on. JCW, she's been champion everywhere. Okay, so she's putting in that work. So that's why I chose her.
I don't really have a problem with her. She wasn't on my list, but that's just because I haven't been able to watch as much independent stuff as I wanted to, so I really haven't seen her in the last 6 to 8 months, but or TNA. But I mean, I love Masha, so I don't have a problem with this ultimately.
I'm gonna miss watching her on Thursdays.
I'm gonna miss you, Masha. I see you on GCW because TNA. You can keep that. I have to watch it, but I'm just gonna try to catch clips so I can avoid that.
I would like to say all of us made good picks. Like there wasn't a single person that any of us mentioned that I'm like, yeah, I don't know if they deserve that. Like all these women were fantastic this year. And I think that's a testament to this year in general for women's wrestling is that like there's not like one standout. It's like a lot of women have been exceptional this year.
Ladies and gentlemen, the silver pick. I just want to say I'm on my own. against the wall. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's my girl
Interesting.
Bianca. Bianca, ladies and gentlemen, in the initial votes had 2. So that made her a winner because I and ALW picked her. So where everybody had won and had to fight it out in third, Bianca came in right at 2.
Uh, it was difficult for me not to put her in my initial voting because I think that, like, if you ask me who's the best women's wrestler in the world, like, I'd probably go Mercedes Moné and then Bianca Belair. But the thing is that this year hasn't been her best year, and so I just compared the years of other people, and I'm like, I don't know if she makes top 3. This year hasn't been the strongest for her, but when it comes to talent, like, she is without a doubt top 3, without a doubt, and she might even be number 1.
Yeah, I mean, this was more just because she's so good as opposed, which is probably the wrong way to look at it than it was that she had this spectacular year this year. I mean, I think she's the best women's wrestler in WWE at the moment, and whether you like it or not, whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
WWE is still drawing the biggest ratings and the most fans, so it's still the biggest stage as far as wrestling goes in the U.S. And she's the best woman on the biggest stage, so I mean that's why I put
Yeah,
her on my
you
list.
have
But
to
yeah,
look at her year. She has been great in a lot of the pay-per-views, great on some of the little mini shows that they have. Also, great singles matches and tag team matches.
Mm-hmm.
So that's important. And she's a staple. She's out here promoting WWE out here as a face of WWE, where normally we don't get that type of service as melanated women out here in this field.
and I'm happy to see her. I mean, I don't know for sure, but it seems like she's happy to share the spotlight with Jade, which I mean, is a fairly big deal. I mean, to put some ego aside and be willing to share the spotlight and those kind of things and help other people get over, and so.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, now we're on to the gold. So, ladies and gentlemen, our gold winner with 4 is Tony Storm.
Yeah.
Have y'all seen Timeless Tony Storm playing as regular Tony Storm?
Yeah.
Great
Right.
performance.
My favorite part was when she's like, "Oh my God, that's Mark Briscoe." And Mark Briscoe was like, "Who? I know you, Trent."
He literally was like, "What the fuck?"
I was like, and she's like, "I'm just so excited I get to come here and work with these wonderful, fantastic people." I was like, "Yo, let that down."
I legit was wondering, like, did they tell Mark Briscoe that this was going to be happening? Because he looked so very confused.
They probably did it.
Probably didn't, because literally he came out, and I think because the door closed so loudly that she just looked over and was like, "Oh, Mark Briscoe, glad to work with you." She had to stay in character, and he was just like, what is going on here?"
Yeah, I mean, Tony Storm had an amazing year. Timeless Tony Storm is the best work she's done in her career. And that she was carrying the women's division when a lot of people were out. I mean, her run might not have been the best, but at the same time, she was champion when there wasn't a lot of people were out and not around, when the women's division was very down. So
the only reason I had her in third instead of first place for the year is because she's been gone since like August.
Yeah,
she was.
But also, Mercedes was gone at the beginning of the year, so like.
You know what? I don't even want to talk about Mercedes no more. All that happiness I had at the beginning of the year is over with. Like, I'm sick of her, especially that dancing her and Mina did. I was like, if you don't find no rhythm in your body, I'm like, ooh.
She's never had rhythm. I don't understand why you
She tried to do the little move she does when she just side to side, and Mina was shaking like a jay in the night, and I was like, you know what? Stop.
They having fun. Let people have fun. This world is fucked up.
No, that wasn't fun. That was tragic to my eyes. Ladies and
gentlemen. But it wasn't tragic to their bank account. So
It was tragic. I was out there like, no. When Mina started, I was like, oh, she got a little rhythm, and then she started to like gyrating and shaking and swinging, and I was like, okay, you ain't even on beat for the strip club, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean,
Honorable mention, real quick. And in hindsight, she should have been on my list, and I was remiss in not having her there. Athena belongs on that list somewhere, probably. She's, even though it's Ring of Honor, her run has been amazing, and her year has been incredible.
The lady has held the belt for 2 years and has defended it more than Roman Reigns could ever hope to defend his belt. I'm
Don't
just
you talk about my man. Don't you talk about my man like that.
Is
Girl, that
Brandy
ain't
a
your
good
man.
dancer?
That's for everybody.
That's all right. Sometimes you gotta let one man go out in the street and do what he gotta do.
Is Brandy a good dancer?
Who?
Brandy Rhodes.
No, not Rhodes. So I know Snoop Dogg's not the best dancer. Mercedes is not the best dancer. I'm asking.
Oh,
what about
Brandy
Ray J?
Norwood?
Is Ray J a good dancer?
Ray
We
J,
don't talk
no.
about Ray J. We don't
Okay.
talk about Ray J.
Okay,
Ray
we don't
J
talk
does
about them. I
not-
didn't know we didn't talk about them.
Ray J does not.
We don't talk about Ray J, baby.
He off in a distant land in World War.
We don't talk about Bruno. No.
He got his own problems. He out here fighting the Diddler sons. He got no problems. We shouldn't add on to his.
He won't even fighting them. He was about to get beat up by them if it wasn't for Chris Brown. Who would think to say that? Anyway,
2024. I know that's a miracle.
Brandy never really danced.
She
She
just
was all
wiggled.
about the vocals.
Because I'm just thinking, like, I don't think anybody in her family can dance.
But they dance all the way to the bank, so that's all that matters.
Well, they do. They definitely do that.
Like I give Mercedes this. That little move she do with her hand when she just kind of like do like the worm almost. She catches the beat like 50% of the time. It's just this time she did a little extra and she tried to do like Mina with the head swiveling and the gyrating. And I was like, hey, sis, the beat is over there and you are far distant away from it. Stay away. Stop. Stop. I was looking at my TV. I was like, stop. Stop it now. Stop it, Jesus.
That sounds like some hateration in the dancery.
Although I will say that one of Snoop Dogg's dances
I
is a
am
gift.
juggling haterade because that woman is not on all that money she got and she can't learn how to two-step.
And they don't need to know, girl, by that dancing is the least of their concerns. Any hoodles, what's the next one?
This is the last one. Because I move like that.
Yeah, I feel like we moved a little too fast this time.
Listen, Sammy, we ain't got 4 hours like y'all do on the winner circle.
I'd like to go an hour, though.
You will.
We have time that we can talk about other things after this.
Okay.
See, Sammy? Ladies and gentlemen, it's the breakout star. I am going to be the breakout star in this group. I said I chose Julia. I ain't have no other choices because that's all I picked. Okay? Nika chose Nia Jax, Willow, and Damian Priest. Sammy chose Stephanie Verkeer, Obafemi, Joe Hendry. ALW chose Jacob Fatu. CM chose Queen Aminata, and the infantry. Ladies and gentlemen, as you just heard me say, I did not name any 2 names together because guess what? We had to vote on this. And so they are about to fight it out on this channel. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, they're going to fight it out for bronze. Stephanie Verkeer by the votes. We re-voted again. Stephanie Verkeer, Damian Priest, Julia, Willow, and the infantry all didn't get a vote. So, who is your bronze star Workhorse Wrestling Network?
Please, Louise.
I mean, I had Stephanie Verkeer as my number 1, but I do see the argument for Damian Priest here. He became world champion this year.
So, just real quick, explain to me how you justify Stephanie at number 1 for breakout star.
Becoming champion in multiple places, having the match with Mercedes at Forbidden Door, and then her debut in NXT has been pretty rocking as well.
She's literally, if I remember right, has wrestled in New Japan, Stardom, AEW, and WWE all within the same year.
All in this year.
Reasonable arguments.
And I think she wrestled in CMLL too, so that's included.
I think Willow's year last year was better than this year, so for me, Willow doesn't really.
That's how I feel.
But that's just
yeah.
It's my personal opinion.
I disagree,
mean, I haven't seen.
but I am always going for the infantry. And that's because ROH, they literally have gone full. Like when y'all are over here whining about New Day being heels, the infantry broke our hearts when they turned heel and joined Shane Taylor Promotions. How dare they do that to me?
They didn't break my heart. I enjoyed it.
It was so good though. They're born and bred heels. Like the face is great, but the heel.
You know why I would say I would not think of them as breakout stars? Because most of the time I'm watching ROH, I'm watching them lose.
And now you won't be. But I'm tired of hearing. I hear the same thing about Damian Priest all the time. He's been in the same storyline for like majority of the year. Julia has come into being a generic white girl, even though she's not white. Like, she's generic.
That's a spicy take.
I
wouldn't say all that. I think she's
fantastic. She hasn't become a generic girl. She's been doing it. If you watch CMLL enough, she's been doing this same character. It's just she's the cute killer. That's what she is. Stephanie is the fine assassin. That's what they've always been.
They've been bland. All the WWE folks have had the same storyline that revolves around the freaking bloodline over and over again. Nobody can progress unless you're stuck in a loop with the bloodline and now Judgment Day. Fuck those three. The bottom three have had a much better year. They've had more storylines. They've had more progressions.
Wasn't Willow injured sometime this year? Or was she?
She was, and she still put on really banger matches.
I don't know. There's just something about her. I really don't like her.
You're a hater. And it's like anybody being happy.
Nothing. I need her to win something.
She's been winning. She's won.
She won with her title. Wow. Oh my God. She's really
literally won championships. You just hate her because she's happy. You literally hate her because she's happy.
She won a championship because the lady broke her leg, and that was the storyline of them wrestling again. It's because she accidentally won.
And Stephanie McCool wouldn't be in WWE if it wasn't for that same lady. Moving forward.
CM, if you had to knock one person off of this, who would you knock off?
Stephanie is in there because
Julia
of the owner of Marigold.
All right. Dolores, if you had to knock one person off this, who would you knock off?
Believe it or not, I would knock out Willow because I like the infantry.
All right.
We all know you would knock off Willow because you hate happiness.
ALW, if you had to knock a person off, who would you knock off?
I like Katie
Louise. Jeez Louise. That's just tough. It would honestly, probably Damian Priest. I don't feel like he's really had a breakout year. I mean, I just feel like he's been kind of mired in a storyline that was mediocre to begin with. And I don't know. I mean, I know he was tag team champ and was world champ for a little while, but his run was not very good. Him and Finn as tag team champions was better than his singles run. I mean, I don't know. Yeah. For me, Damian Priest would be the one I think that doesn't feel like the rest.
All right. So would you guys be open to doing a vote between Stephanie and the infantry?
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it would have to be the infantry. I just don't know enough about what Stephanie did this year for me to make enough comment. I mean, I've really only seen her when she's been in NXT, and to me, it's been fun, but I haven't seen anything that what I would justify as breakout, where I think the infantry has done a really good job this year and has continued to grow and gotten over, and they feel like they're getting ready to probably be ready for a jump. Not that they need to leave ROH at all, but I mean to be on a bigger stage and have more eyes on them and get some more TV time in front of a bigger audience. So,
all right, Dolores, what do you think?
I would choose Stephanie Vercur only because, as far as wins and watching their matches compared to watching Stephanie matches, I'm more engaged into Stephanie's whole run this year than I was the infantry. Because for a while I was like, every time I saw them on the bill, and I was like, they about to lose. Let me just
Shit.
go.
All right, we got a tie then. Uh, all right. Can we leave it as a tie?
Yeah, send me. It don't
Uh,
make
Can
a
we
difference.
can we give a
tie.
bronze to everybody on the screen?
No. A tie between Stephanie and the infantry.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. They can both get a bronze.
Ladies and gentlemen, when we get to the next one, again, ta 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 ta. That's the sound of tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, for silver,
Jesus.
it is Queen Aminata, Oba Femi, and Joe Hendry.
Oh Jesus.
I'm not budging on Queen Almanada. I don't give a damn.
I,
The other two dudes were the
This
two
is for
dudes I
the
voted
first
for.
time in my lifetime. I am going to agree with CM because I like Queen Aminata. I love Oba Femi's black exploitation thing he got going on, walking out to the ring like he just in one of the I'm gonna get you sucker. And Joe Hendry, listen, I love you, but I'm over I believe it. The clapping and stuff is irritating.
I wanted to put Obafemi for Rookie of the Year, but he debuted in like October, November of last year, and so I couldn't put him on Rookie. I was like, all right, well, he's my breakout star then.
Has it been that long?
Yeah, it was the breakout tournament, and the breakout tournament happened in like fall.
It does not seem like it was that long ago.
The years
I feel
gone
like
by
Joe
fast.
was I feel like Joe was really hot in the beginning of the year, and he's cooled down a lot in the second half of the year.
They don't know how to book him. That's the
Yeah.
problem.
I don't want to
Is
say
there
he's
any
gotten
indication that he
stale,
might
but
be
it has
leaving?
definitely cooled down.
Could he be leaving and that's why they like kicking his back in so bad?
I don't think that's what it is. I think part of the issue is with TNA at any point in TNA is when you have a super over baby face that the crowd loves, they don't know how to really book them. A heel all day, every day, but a face, they don't know how to consistently book them and have a good balance of win and losses. So they either book them terribly or they turn them heel.
One of his feuds bled over into NXT, which was also fun.
Mm-hmm.
But
I think he's had a
he's
solid year,
always
but I think the first half was better than the second half.
I think his best feud this year was against Top Dollar, though.
And that's not saying much.
Well,
Not against AJ Francis, but
see that shows that you have not been watching Impact because y'all. Okay, people crap on AJ Francis, but AJ Francis, without AJ Francis, Joe Henry would not have gotten over the way he hasn't. AJ Francis has done a lot to
his
improve.
character is good. His wrestling is bad, and I watch him on these indie, and I watch him on these indie shows where he get gassed after 2 minutes. He's bad. Now the camera cuts on TNA help him out a lot, and they pre-shoot a lot of stuff. But live, this man is horrible.
The whole Cheez It Championship thing and him writing the song for AJ Francis of where it was a parody to AJ Styles theme song for TNA, because they're both AJ. He actually wrote 2 songs for AJ, if I'm correct. The other one was about him getting fired.
But
for me, this is between Queen and Oba, and I mean, part of my problem is that I just haven't watched enough Queen Aminata. But at the same time, I'm willing to go with her because I don't have the conviction for any of these 3 that CM does. So I'm willing to defer because I'm not willing to. I don't believe in Oba enough here to fight for him like that. So I'm fine with Queen Aminata. I love Queen Aminata. I think she's underrated. I think she doesn't get booked properly and doesn't get enough praise for what she's done. So I'm happy with her getting breakout star. Said this over here.
I've been
fine
a
with
fan
that.
since we've seen her on Dark Elevation.
All right.
I agree.
We have our silver.
Ladies and gentlemen, the last place is another tie. A tie that I never thought in this whole wide world we would even get to. But ladies and gentlemen, time for a gold. Nia Jackson, Jacob Fatu.
Did I not vote for this?
I didn't vote for either of these.
I had Jacob Fatu, but I only picked one.
Listen,
I only picked
out
one.
of all the people, Jacob got 2 votes. Nia got 2 votes. Joe Hendry and everybody else in silver had 1.
I mean, Nia won the title this year, and
we came who we came with.
She's had a solid year, but I just don't know that I see it as a breakout year for her. I mean,
I would say it actually was a breakout year for her.
She went from 0 to hero. And her wrestling got a little bit better. But I would say out of the 2 of them, I would say Jacob is the breakout star because he went from nobody was gonna hire him, working GCW shows with Zilla, to now on the main stage and a big factor and everybody loving him.
I would vote for Fatu here if he didn't win the gold for Rookie of the Year.
I'm just scared to say his name because he got 4 kids, and I feel like if I say his name, that's how I get a 4th kid.
I know what I'm thinking. Listen, I think. Okay, this is why I was saying you should vote for him other than Rookie. If he's Rookie of the Year, that means he was a breakout star as a new person. So that would make him breakout star.
But Nia Jax had a really good year. She made Tiffany Staten look decent.
She did, and in many ways, she's rehabbed her kind of reputation this year. Yeah, I mean, not that it was terrible, but I mean, she definitely had a little, baggage with her that I think she seemed to rehabilitate this year. So, I mean, in that regard,
she was viewed as one of the worst women, and now she's viewed as one of the best.
Even though Jacob's come into WWE and been the best thing in the bloodline group that he's involved in, he hasn't really had a whole lot of accomplishments yet single-wise as far as doing anything. He's mostly just been involved in whatever ruckus has been going on, and he's only been there 3 or 4 months. I'm trying to think of what he did in the first half of the year.
He was in
MLW at the beginning of the year. Huh?
Jacob's made solo interesting, and he takes away from Tama Loa's inability to actually wrestle.
Absolutely. No, he's made that group way better, and he's by far the best member of that group. I
think he's the best wrestler in the family.
That might very well be true.
Yeah.
But that's definitely something
I would say
discuss,
my vote is for Jacob only because Nia has already been on our radar. She's just gotten better. Whereas Jacob wasn't on nobody's radar and he just came out of nowhere.
And that's the only reason that I think that breakout star fits him a little bit better. But
I think this year, I believe that Nia Jax is now the best women's wrestler in the family. I would have given it to Tamina.
I can't say that.
Oh, you'd still give it to Tamina?
I would.
Well, technically, I'm just asking for a friend. Isn't technically Naomi's in the family? So
I was just going to say, isn't Naomi family by marriage? And she's the best wrestler.
Yeah, I think marriage should count. I mean, I don't know. That's questionable, but I think marriage should count. I mean, unless they get divorced, in which case, no, she don't count anymore.
I don't. Is anybody? I mean, I'm really torn here. I don't know. I mean, these weren't 2 that I was thinking I was gonna have to pick between. So
these are 2 that you absolutely adore.
I do. I love both of these people. So as far as I'm concerned, they can share the award.
Okay, so how can we say okay?
For me, I'm going Nia Jax simply due to the fact that Jacob Fatu already won a golden Horsey. I'm willing to spread the wealth and not hoard it.
What about you, CM? Where are you leaning?
Dolores, who's the gentleman on the screen?
Jacob Fatu.
I'm gonna go. Oh, this is hard. That's hard. Cause Naya made a really horrible character look.
Now, I'm not saying this in a mean way, but are we giving her credit for being better because she ain't hurting nobody no more?
Yeah.
Hold on now. I'm gonna take Naya's defense. Naya never really hurt people, and the people that she would go up against, they tended to hurt other people more than she did. It's just that she was bigger, so it was easier to blame her.
Well, technically, let's just say she didn't mean, okay, she doesn't mean to hurt people, and she's improved on her skills. But technically, didn't she accidentally hurt Rhea this year?
So did Liv.
So yeah, so
didn't Liv do it twice?
Nah, the second time, you remember with kayfabe, she got injured during the first time, and then they pretended to offer the rehab time the second time.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead.
I will go with Jacob, but I think Naya had a better.
Yeah, I think Naya too. I'm leaning towards Naya at this point. Yeah, I think that's my final answer would be Naya. Jacob got the Horsey for Rookie of the Year. If he hadn't, I'd probably be a little bit more adamant, like Sammy said. I think Naya's done more this year, probably as far as actual accomplishments.
And they're keeping it in the family.
You know, that does not sound good, and you know it doesn't.
They're keeping the gold in the bloodline. Is that better?
I have a few clowns of the week.
Yeah, let's get them.
As ever, punk ass Phil being a punk ass.
Gets me every time.
I will always maintain, instead of fighting Jack Perry, why did he not square up with Bobby Fish? Bobby Fish said he wanted all the smoke. He got all the smoke about Bobby Fish and throwing shade at Bobby Fish. So why he ain't throw hands with Bobby Fish?
Bobby would have fought back.
Anybody seen the MLW clip? Because I did. I watched it. I watched the whole show. That time that Alex Kane cooked Bobby Fish like a newborn piece of fish on a grill. That thing, he talked about that man personal life, his looks, everything. He roasted that man live on microphone, and I ain't never seen nothing like that before.
Hey, if he could do it, he could do it. But again, I maintain, if punk ass Phil want to talk shit, if you want to talk about it, and you like, I got hands, throw the hands. Don't throw the hands on Luke Perry's kid because you thought you could get away with it. Throw hands to somebody who said they want to throw hands with you. If you want to throw hands, let's throw hands.
Throw hands with that man. He said to him packing.
I'm just saying, if he wants to throw hands and throw his weight around, then throw hands and throw your weight around.
Maybe it was Skinhead Phil that felt the way that he did. Because he was in a different type of mood when he went up. Skinhead Phil with the skinhead was like, okay, it's time to go. But as Phil with his hair had logical reason and said, you know what, I'm just going to get you fired.
I'm sorry, but like talking about all this has reminded me of Brawl Out. Like, how the hell do you jump the Young Bucks? Your buddy knocks the other brother out and then begins to bite Kenny Omega. Well, Kenny Omega's not fighting back at all, and you can't even make a mark on the dude. You have him to yourself, and you jumped him.
Punchable face in wrestling, and he didn't even leave a mark.
He might not be a fighter. He might be a talker. But I go to say, if you, let's just say, let's put me in the, not me, I'm not even going to put myself in the situation. Let's say somebody talking smack on the internet, and that person kicks your door in, and they just want to have a conversation. You don't know that. Do you sit there and you just wait?
But nobody kicked. So here's the problem with that. Because his story was not consistent with Brawl Out.
Open the door, come in.
That man, he said, come talk to me. And they did what he requested. They did what he had said to do from the get go. They did exactly what it was supposed to be in both their EVP, but also as locker room leaders. If you are causing all this commotion over what, nobody knows. People have the right to come and talk to you and be like, yo, we got to squash it. But if your first instinct is
I've told
to,
people to come in my
hold
house
on,
and do well,
hold
I'll
on,
try to blow
hold
their
on,
right back
hold
out.
on. But if your first instinct is to start fighting because you know you're in the wrong and you know you set up a whole bunch of chaos, and your reaction is going to be because I caused chaos, I'm going to continue to cause chaos. It is a problem. That man has gone on further and said that he was not, when he came back to wrestling, he wanted to wrestle in WWE. WWE didn't want him. That is why he ended up in AEW. He lied on Matt and Nick Jackson from the get go. He lied on Cody from the get go. From the very beginning, that man was set up to sit like sow seeds of chaos and destruction. He literally got up there in a press conference with somebody we now know he is cool with and started talking about Colt Cabana and Colt Cabana's mama, who had not said anything about him. All Colt Cabana had said since he got there was, I wish the best for him. I hope that we can do business in the company. That is all Colt had said. Colt had been peaceful. Colt had been copacetic. Colt hadn't caused any problems. When the stuff was happening on BTE, Colt wasn't in any of it. But he still got up there, ate that damn muffin, and did that shit.
It was the comment that Hangman Page made like 3 months earlier that set him off.
And that's another problem, because how can Phil be like, I'm going to go off script and say whatever the hell I want to say, but when it's done back to him, he can't handle it. Fragile ego, fragile mind, fragile body.
I mean, you're not going to get the argument from me. You're preaching to the choir. Dolores is a CM Punk, the defender. So
defend him all you want to, but you can't defend that because this man literally before they begged him. They didn't. The Bucks and them didn't even want Chris Jericho. They wanted CM Punk. They begged that man to come to AEW, and he refused. I'm mad with him on that level because I have to see Chris Jericho every damn week.
Because whenever you're mad about Chris Jericho, remember that's CM Punk's fault.
I do. Every single time. But then that brawl out stuff, and then everybody's, the Bucks didn't want to do business. Bucks did business when they literally let it go, when he sat there and lied on them. Oh, they never contacted me. They were never really my friend. They were never this and that. Every single person that was in wrestling that was supposedly his friend, he has an issue with. He's cut off freaking Hornswoggle for asking for somebody's number because he got a new phone and lost the person's number. Like, come on.
Hornswoggle
I can be
like
petty,
a cool
but
dude.
damn, I'm not that petty.
I enjoyed his stint in TNA where he was AJ Swoggle.
The hair.
The hair.
It's just the Hornswoggle face and then the AJ Styles hair. He just look like I'm gonna date myself, but I'm an emo kid, not conforming as can be. So yeah, as usual, you have punk ass Phil. But then we go on to second one. And it's the folks who believe everything they see on the internet. I don't know why you people would think Tony Khan would release something that said, I didn't know what Phoenix was asking for. I thought he was asking for food. I didn't know he was hurt. People really believed that was something that was released by AEW. And I don't understand. I am legitimately confused as to what? I know the man has allegedly, but what? Even Jim Cornette didn't think that, and Cornette hates the man. Oh, also shout out Jackass of the Week goes to Eric Bischoff because, bro, he has hate for AEW like Bret Hart has for Goldberg. And at least Bret has a reason. Bret has a reason. Eric Bischoff does not. So yeah, you got Punk Ass Phil. You got the folks who thought the stuff that was released by Tony Khan was that. And last but not least, these weirdo dudes who keep making like these compilations of female wrestlers like butts and boobs. Yo, it's weird.
I haven't seen that.
Weird. Every time I get on like in a Facebook group or on the hellscape that is Twitter, not so much Blue Sky, but yeah, it's and now YouTube. It's like you have really talented women and all you're focusing on is ass and titties.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like freaking Io Sky did a moonsault with garbage can on her. And all they got out of that match was here's a picture of tits, here's a picture of butt. A moonsault in a trash can, man.
And that wasn't even her best match this year.
Yeah.
I don't understand y'all's gender. I don't understand you people. I don't.
I mean, there's a lot I don't understand either. But.
I agree.
Honorable mention also goes to Dave Meltzer for that whole meltdown he was having about Toni Storm wrestling on Rampage. And she also wrestled on Collision, and it was like a callback to when Toni Storm first came to AEW, and she was the workhorse of the women's division, and she was just everywhere. Yeah, yeah.
I wasn't aware of that because, like, when she was doing that, I was so confused of like her debut matches on Rampage. What are they thinking? Why are they doing that? And it's like, oh, it's a callback to when she first came in. Like,
when she first came in, she was on all three shows all the time. The only show she wasn't on was on ROH. But everything else she was on. And she literally did like the same things that she's doing now, where she would go up and she would greet everybody. She was like super excited to be there, like all giddy and stuff. So it is a callback. But people are torn between, did Toni Storm lose her mind? Or is this timeless Toni Storm playing Toni Storm to freak Mariah May out? And I don't know which is better. I've enjoyed both possibilities, but I really do think it's timeless Toni Storm playing Toni Storm.
Yeah, and no one could play that role better than her.
It's like
they're definitely doing something to keep the two characters overlapping. So, I mean, there's definitely something going on. I assume she's going to either have multiple personalities or something like that. And Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde.
You know who should have been Breakout Star of the Year that we didn't even mention? Harley Cameron.
Yeah.
Because she carried what's her name? What do we call her? Skeet in the Outcast. She was Harley Graham. The picture-in-picture throw when she was like, "We'll be right back. When let's see if this idiot remembers who she is." Like, Harley Cameron had a pretty decent year.
I mean, she also did most of the segments for a QTV, I feel, right?
Yeah. Was that this year?
I believe it was early this year, but it was also late last year too. But
was it this year with the Bowens thing, or was that last year?
I believe that was last year.
That's the first time
Honestly,
I
don't
ever
remember.
heard he's gay chants and it not be derogatory. Shout out the wrestling fans that night. That was awesome.
And
That was
like
great.
the thing is that like I don't think her rapping was that bad. Like
It's better than
for
Max Caster's.
for a white girl who I don't think has ever rapped before, like I think she did an excellent job. For a professional rapper, no. But like if that was her first time rapping, like good on her.
Look, it was either that or Max Caster and
Eh,
but yeah. I think that's
oh,
everything from us. Unless y'all got
I
something.
agree.
I had something, but I lost it.
All right.
Story
We will not be
Sims,
here next Tuesday because it is Christmas Eve. I don't think we'll be back the following Tuesday. I think we're going to take 2 weeks off and be back on Tuesday, the 2nd of January. So, and we
CM,
should be back.
did you want to do World's End?
I thought we were on the 28th.
Yep,
If
we
you're
can do
down,
that.
we'll do it.
Yep. So
We'll
join
play
us
the
for
Audible
World's.
for right now.
Okay. Well, join us. Someone will be here probably for World's End on Saturday, the 28th of December. So make sure and tune in for that. The best thing to do is have that bell on the YouTube channel so that are turned on, so you'll get notified when we are about to go live, usually about a half hour before. So that way you can make sure and join us. Sundays, although I think we're going to be having a hiatus until right after the first of the year, enter the square circle. Myself and Sammy Joe playing some sort of video game. It has been WWE 2K up to this point, but I think we're going to do some Madden right after the first of the year, heading into playoff time and Super Bowl season for the NFL. So that's usually Saturday mornings, 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern. On Tuesday nights, which you're here with us now for, it's the Cookout, 7:30 p.m. Pacific, 10:30 Eastern, where we all come together and talk about what's cooking up in the world of professional wrestling. Tonight was our third and final night of the Horsey Awards, the most coveted award in the internet wrestling community. Next, or when we come back January 2nd for the Cookout, we will be watching, we'll be returning to our Lucha Underground watch long. I think it'll be episode 2. I think we've only done 1 so far because then we moved into the Horsey Awards. So it'll either be 2 or 3. Forgive me right now for not remembering. But every Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Pacific, 10:30 Eastern. On Friday nights, we are here for Friday Night Fights. It's Anika and Sammy Joe watching SmackDown and Rampage starting at 5 p.m. Pacific, running through the end of Rampage at 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 Eastern. They'll be watching it in real time, giving you their real time reactions and opinions to the show. Then Saturday mornings, we're here for the Winner's Circle. We will be here this Friday for Friday Night Fights and this Saturday for Winner's Circle, where myself, Sammy Joe, and Nika review Raw, NXT, and Dynamite, and grade each show and give you our favorite show for the week. Let's see if you scan this QR code. Hold on for a second. Let me take that off the screen. Oh, I missed this one. Sorry. Saturday night. Saturday night is all right, where we usually watch Collision and whatever other pay-per-view is going on. That starts at 5 p.m. Eastern or 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern with Collision, where we watch it in real time and give you our real-time review or reactions and opinions. And again, like I said, whatever pay-per-view is coming on, usually we watch also. Here is the QR code. You can scan this QR code. It will take you to Linktree, which will take you to all of our social media. And we are on, oh, that's the wrong one. I guess I don't have that one. So we are on all social media. So if you scan that QR code, it'll take you to Linktree and get to them all from one place. Let's see. The last one is if you want to check out the audio version of the Cookout. You don't have to sit and watch. You don't have to check it out. You can catch it on all of these podcast locations. Dolores puts it up usually, I think, a week or so after we do the show. So, but if you just want to listen, check it out there.
I remember
Again,
what I
if
was going to
you're,
say.
what did you say?
Julia Hart and Jamie Hayter. Like, who do you have lose that match? Like, Julia Hart's just coming back, but like Jamie Hayter needs a push. Like, she just came back not too long ago either. Like, and you're putting these two girls up against each other. Like, one of them needs to be going after one title, and the other one needs to be going after the other title. Like, if you have one lose to the other, what do you do then?
Why do you have to have somebody lose? Why not have a draw?
Oh. Wait and find out. Tune in to us. Come for the wrestling, stay for the chaos.
Come for wrestling and stay for the chaos. All right. I think that's it. Until next time. Peace.